Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm here to talk about the upcoming January transfer window. I will be discussing which areas of the pitch I think Luton should look at and also talk about which players I would offload in this upcoming January window. Now we all know 2024 in terms of recruitment hasn't been the best. Last January was not good enough, only bringing in Hashi, and the summer I think everyone's expectations were a lot higher. We all thought players would come through the door. We didn't spend as much money, which I think people thought we were going to do, but I still stand by the opinion of I don't care how much money we actually spend, I just want to see players through the door. I always stand by you spending a £10 million player, he could end up being a really poor signing where you can spend a couple of players around £2 million and they could be your best players. I still stand by that. Money isn't always the answer. But I do think Luton will be spending some money in this upcoming month. The pressure is on the recruitment team and the board to do good business. We've had two, I would say, poor windows. So hopefully we don't make it 3 in a row. But we might encounter two problems. One of those problems is that January is one of the hardest months to do business. Teams in England and in fact over the world don't want to lose their best players, especially in this January window. So we might have to pay a bit of a price to bring players through the door. The second problem which we might face is Luton we're very close to that 25-man squad. We've got a lot of players at the football club. So we might have to offload players before we bring players in, which can be a challenge because at the moment we are not performing well. Some players have had injuries. Are other clubs going to want our players? That is also a problem which we might face, but it's a problem which we've got to try and be successful and find a way. So, which areas of the pitch do I think we should be looking at? So the first area I think we should be looking at is centre-back. As we've already seen in the first part of the season, we have got so many players that have just picked up injuries in defence. And we are still playing players out of position because of this. It's very clear that Edwards, he likes playing with 3 centre-halves, and I don't think he's ever going to change this, despite fans demanding us to switch to a 4 at the back. So I do think we need to bring in a defender in. Now, if you didn't know, you can sign an unlimited amount of players under the age of 21 on a permanent transfer. But if we wanted a loan player from Arsenal and he was 19 years old, he would count towards our 25-man squad. So that is another problem which we might have to face. So some people may say, yeah, get loan players through the door, but they count towards our 25-man squad. So we have to be smart. So we might have to go abroad or we might have to just spend money. As I've already mentioned, you can get an unlimited amount of players under the age of 21 because they don't count towards your 25-man squad. So signing a 19, 20-year-old centre-half, I think could be quite ideal to help with our injury crisis. And I also think with our record at the back, they're probably going to get 10 to 15, maybe 20 games if they can keep themselves fit in our team. Because we know, the proof's there, that our defenders cannot stay fit. The second area of the pitch I think we need to be looking at is either a centre mid or a number 10. Reason for this is because I think our midfield is more of a problem. I don't think we've got the right balance in midfield. When I look at our midfield, I don't see a midfielder that can create opportunities. In fact, we do have one, but he keeps getting injured, and that is Baptiste. When he does play, Baptiste does create opportunities and he does put himself about. But unfortunately, he is made of glass, and that is being truthful there. He cannot stay fit, he cannot be reliable. And of course, Walsh, who on paper is a little bit similar to Baptiste, he keeps getting suspended and also keeps getting injured. You can't continue the second half of a championship season with Baptiste and Walsh. So we need a midfielder who, 1, is comfortable on the ball, 2, is a good passer, and 3, can create opportunities. I feel like if you can tick all those boxes, you know, it's a massive win for Luton. So that is definitely a player we need to be looking at. I want someone who can pick up the ball in midfield, be comfortable, be composed, and be able to glide through players in that midfield. Show a bit of energy as well. And the third area of the pitch, which I think Luton should be looking at, is the attacking areas. I don't think we've got a plan B in terms of our attacking threat. I feel like we just rely on set pieces and crossing the ball into the box. I don't think we've got players in our team that on their day can pick the ball up out wide, skill a few players and have a shot at goal. We might have that in terms of Chong and Moses, but we don't play them two in their, I'd say, in their favourite position. So I feel like a striker, flash winger is something we're going to need. We need a different type of striker. It's clear that Edwards does not rate Joe Taylor at all. He doesn't like the fact he doesn't press off the ball. So I feel like we need someone maybe who has the ability of Joe Taylor but can also do the ability off the ball as well. So someone who offers something different to Morris and Elijah Adebayo, that can pick up the ball and can run at defenders. We need something different in that attacking option. So overall, I think we need 3 signings. Do I think we're going to do that? I am not too sure. Now we do have to remember we do have a new player joining us in this January transfer window, and he goes by the name of Fanny. Whether or not he can do a job, I'm not too sure. I cannot say with 100% certainty he's going to be the man to help us. It's a big step up from Swedish football. I've seen a few, well, I've done a bit of research, and I've been told the Swedish league is between Championship and League One. It's right in the middle. So it can be a step up, but there's been proof over the years players from that division have gone elsewhere, and they've raised to the occasion. They've done the job, you know. So hopefully he can step up and show us what he can do. But now I am going to go through this Luton squad and discuss which players I think we should offload and if we can actually do that. So at the moment we've got 3 goalkeepers, James Shea, Tim Krul and Thomas Kaminski. Do we need 3 senior goalkeepers? No, I think you only need 2, and your third goalkeeper can be someone under the age of 21 who's going to be learning and developing. Let that be your 3 goalkeepers. So you can easily get a squad place by allowing either Tim Krul or James Shea to go out on loan in the second half of this championship season. Looking at the defence, I would of course keep Walters, Amari Bell, Tom Lockyer is not included in the 25-man squad, and we do not know yet if he's going to even return back to football. So I'm going to leave Tom Lockyer to one side. Mans Anderson, this is a good one. I would offload him. If you can get any money back for him, do it, or send him out on loan. He has proven since being a Luton Town player he cannot be trusted. He keeps breaking down when he does actually play any football, and he's had massive injury problems. A bit unlucky with that transfer because before signing him, he was fit for Barnsley, but it just hasn't worked out. McGuinness I would of course keep, and I do feel sorry for him because he's coming quite late in our season. We're not performing. We haven't been performing since he's been in the squad, but he's young. There's potential there. Moses I would of course keep. Tedder Menji, he's out injured. We're not going to be able to sell him, especially as he's recovering from knee surgery. Reece Burke, I would keep him, but whenever his contract is up for renewal, I'll just let him go. I don't think a club will approach money for Reece Burke, if I'm being brutally honest with you. But that's why I want another centre-half in, because Reece Burke is proof that he can't stay fit. Hashi, I would keep. Tom Holmes, I would keep. Joe Johnson, I would send him out on loan. If he's not going to play 20 times for us, if we're not going to throw him into the side when we've got an injury crisis in his position, let him go, because we obviously don't trust him enough in the first team. Let him go to League 2, let him go to League 1, National League, let him play regular first team football. Alfie, of course, I would keep. So that's the defence. The midfield, Tom Krause, he's on loan, so we've got him for the season. Nakamba, I would keep. Chong, I would keep. Pelly, this is the big one. Do you let Pelly go? I feel like if we're not going to play him, he deserves the respect from Luton to go out and play football elsewhere. I can't believe the way we are treating him, and the fact that he's not getting opportunities. We might as well let him go. I don't see the point in keeping him, and it's a shame really, because I want him to have a proper send off, but he's not going to get one. So, especially with the way we're going, unless he stays, of course, until the end of the seasons. But I do feel for Penny, and we've got to make a decision on him. We might as well let him go if we're not going to play him. Clark, I feel like, will of course stay. Walsh, if it was up to me, I would kick him out and terminate his contract, but I can see him ending up staying. Baptiste, again, another one, not keeping fit. Zach Nelson, I would of course send him out on loan, just like Joe Johnson. If they're not going to play at least 20 times this season, let him go out on loan. We clearly don't trust them enough in the first team at this moment in time. And if I'm being honest with you, I don't think it's fair on them to play. It's not in this team that's low in confidence, and the morale is certainly not good. Morris, I would keep. Woodrow, I would offload. Try and get off Woodrow out of the club, because we don't obviously play him at all. He's more of an impact player. He's a different type of striker to what we've got, which is something which I feel like we should use more often. But as I've already mentioned, we don't play him. He doesn't get minutes. He doesn't get ahead of Elijah or Morris. I actually don't think Morris and Elijah should be playing right now together because of the way we've been attacking. Woodrow, since being at the football club, unfortunately, it's not worked out since he's returned back. We might as well let him go. Elijah Adebayo, I would of course keep. Brown, I would keep. Joe Taylor, this is the big one. Sell him, put him out on loan. It's clear that Edwards just does not like him. It's just simple. I feel like we should let him go. Let him go, let him play football, let him do what he needs to do. Sell him. We'll probably get a decent amount of money for him and put a massive sell-on fee on it, because I reckon he goes elsewhere and does a really good job, and we're going to look back on it and go, we wish we played him more. I really do. It's a shame really, but this is the situation which we are in. Let me know what you think of all my opinions throughout this video. It's going to be a tough month. We are going to spend money. Don't create this narrative that we're not. We are. We've got no choice now. We're underperforming in the league. We need to improve. Fingers crossed we have a good second half of the championship season. And yeah, look, let's hope 2025 brings a lot more positives than 2024, because it hasn't been a great year. We've had it good for so long. Unfortunately, we've had a bad year. It's now time to make it right. We've got someone new in our recruitment team. Hopefully they bring some great ideas to the football club. Hopefully they find some good players in that can help improve us. But look, I'm feeling positive about the second half of the year. Hopefully this window is good for us. And if it is, I'm pretty confident that we can change things at least. Or at least improve it in one or two areas. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.